Good evening. You're watching 6 p.m. Prime here on India Today. I'm Akshita Nandagopal, and this edition of 6 p.m. Prime, we're getting you all the updates coming in from Ranchi. There's a lot of activity taking place, leading to questions over whether Jharkhand Chief Minister Hemant Soren is going to be arrested in moments from now. He's being questioned as we speak by the Enforcement Directorate. Sleuths are at his residence in Ranchi. There's a lot taking place right now in the city. We'll get you the latest on that. A look at the headlines first. Big win for the Hindu side in the Gyanvapi dispute. Court allows Hindus to offer prayers at sealed mosque basement. Muslim side says they will appeal decision in the higher court. Congress and Trinamool bitter feud out in the open. Congress blames Mamta for Rahul motorcade attack at the Bihar-Bengal border. Mamta refutes, claims BJP Nitish's hand. Prime Minister Modi warns opposition against any disruptions during budget session, urges opposition to introspect and stop cheerharan of democracy.
जो आदतन लोकतांत्रिक मूल्यों का चीरहरण करते हैं, ऐसे सभी माननीय सांसद आज जब आखिरी सत्र में मिल रहे हैं तब जरूर आत्मनिरीक्षण करेंगे कि 10 साल में उन्होंने जो किया किसी को याद नहीं होगा.
Chandigarh mayor poll showdown escalates. Up Congress stage massive stir after defeat. High Court asks civic poll body to reply to Up plea seeking cancellation of polls over alleged vote tampering. Fifth ED summoned to Delhi Chief Minister Arvind Kejriwal over the Delhi Liquorgate probe between February 2nd and 3rd. Kejriwal has already ducked the first 4 summons. And Karnataka Congress MLA Balakrishna threatens voters, wants no guarantee if no votes come in upcoming election. BJP lashes out as Congress has already accepted Lok Sabha polls defeat. Is Jharkhand Chief Minister Hemant Soren going to be arrested in moments from now? This hectic activity currently underway outside his Ranchi residence, which is where, remember, ED officials currently are questioning Soren. So 5 hours on, the grilling continues, but there's also footage coming in of, in fact, empty buses that have made their way into the Chief Minister's residence. We'll put out that visual for you in just a bit. These buses have made their way inside the CM's house in Ranchi, and it's led to speculation on exactly what's going to happen next. Apparently, MLAs also are getting set to take their next course of action. Remember that they've signed off on their support, essentially, on who could be the successor to Chief Minister Soren if he is taken into custody, if he is arrested. These are live images on your screens right now of the CM house in Ranchi. And I want to take this across to Shreya Chatterjee, who's joining us live from that very location. Shreya, good evening. Hectic activity underway there. We just saw empty buses making their way inside the Chief Minister's residence. A lot of security deployed there. All of this leading to endless speculation that it's only a matter of time before Chief Minister Soren is arrested.
Well, yes, that's what it is looking right now, because we've seen the DC, Ranchi, SSP all go inside the residence of the Jharkhand Chief Minister as the Enforcement Directorate team is still present inside. Now, Akshita, it is a dramatic scene that we are probably expecting to unfold right now in the capital of Jharkhand, because we do know while the ED team was inside, an FIR was lodged against the ED officials under the SC/ST Act. So somewhere down the line, while the ED team might just move arrest, what we are looking at right now is a plan B from the Jharkhand government. We may just look at a dramatic turn of events where there could be possible action against the ED officials as well, because you can just look at the kind of preparations around. Just see the number of vehicles on standby. These are SSP, DC, all senior rank officials, IG, DIG, they're all inside the residence of the Jharkhand Chief Minister. The Director of Mines have also gone inside, is what we just learned right now. So this is the dramatic visuals that we are giving you live from outside the residence of the Chief Minister. Development expected any moment. We're just waiting for a word of confirmation. But right now, the movement is signaling towards a dramatic turn of events.
All right, let me also bring in now Munish Pandey, who tracks the agencies very, very closely for us. Munish, what are you hearing? Shreya saying that it looks like it's only a matter of time. Is that what you're hearing from your sources as well?
That's true, Akshita, because we have been given to understand is that on all three aspects, the three cases, the illegal mining, the coal mining and the land scam case, he has been questioned. But right now he's being confronted with the documentary evidence, and we have been given to understand is that the ED officials are not satisfied with the responses given by Hemant Soren in his defense. So certainly it is going to mount more trouble for Hemant Soren, and it is now up to the ED officials that whether they will ask him to come again for questioning, give another date for questioning, or whether they want to arrest him today. Akshita?
So far, the questioning that's going on right now, Manish, 5 hours and counting. What exactly are you picking up on what Soren really is being asked? Because he skipped the last many summons. So the ED, I'm sure, when they went to his residence, went equipped with all the evidence also that they have against Mr. Soren.
Well, Akshita, there are three aspects of the case. The one is the documentary evidences. The second is the statements recorded under Section 50 of Prevention of Money Laundering Act. And third is the evidence collected during the searches by the Enforcement Directorate. In all three cases, what we have been given to understand is that there are statements of bureaucrats, there are statements of witnesses and suspects in the case, and those statements points some illegality from the part of Mr. Hemant Soren that is going against him. Second, we have been given to understand is that also the ED has recovered some evidence in the form of documents, and these documents were recovered by ED during the searches on several premises linked to these cases. Now those documents are indicating that Mr. Hemant Soren was not only aware of these scams, but also he was involved. Now, these are the allegations at this point of time by the Enforcement Directorate, but ED claims these are solid evidence against Hemant Soren. So certainly it is going to be extremely important, Akshita, that what ED does next. But they are saying that based on these evidence, if they want to arrest Hemant Soren, they can move ahead.
Okay, so they're saying we have enough evidence to go ahead and do that. Thanks very much, Munish, for getting us all of those details. Now, Shreya has also been telling us that you've got several officials, the DC of Ranchi, the SSP, all of them are right now inside Chief Minister Soren's residence. So you are seeing a lot of activity there, indicative and suggestive that Chief Minister Soren could just be arrested. But as Munish just told you, three cases essentially that Chief Minister Soren finds himself in trouble in. A land grab case, illegal mining and coal mining. So obviously with the Enforcement Directorate investigating each of these cases, and they claim, by the way, that in all three they have ample evidence against Hemant Soren, it's definitely not looking good for the Jharkhand Chief Minister. I want to round up for you all the updates that have come in the last few hours. As Chief Minister Soren today geared up before the ED landed up at his residence by meeting with his father, seemingly figuring out a succession plan politically as well, and ensuring that all supporters gathered in large numbers.
The Enforcement Directorate in action. Jharkhand Chief Minister Hemant Soren is under scrutiny. Investigators descended on his Ranchi residence. Security around his home increased. On Monday, the ED confiscated 2 BMWs, 36 lakh in cash and documents during searches at Soren's official residence in New Delhi. The ED is investigating at least 3 cases of money laundering. Investigators suspect his involvement in illegal mining and land deals.
When the Enforcement Directorate is questioning Hemant Soren allegedly because of his links to Benami properties and the illegal mining scam, we also see Hemant Soren responding to the Enforcement Directorate's action by registering an FIR against the ED officials, suggesting that they are trying to tarnish his image because he's an SC/ST leader.
In an email to the ED on Sunday, Soren alleged that its actions were driven by a political agenda to disrupt the state government's functioning.
मुख्यमंत्री को लापता का पोस्टर भाजपा ने जारी कर दिया है पिजुल साहब।
उसको करने दिए, कौन पूछ के गया था? क्या उसका नियम था जो ईडी किया उस तरह जाने का है नियम?
Within the Chief Minister's imminent arrest looming, the ruling JMM has devised a contingency plan. In a strategic political maneuver, the Chief Minister has secured the signatures of party MLAs on 2 blank papers. According to sources close to the matter, these documents are letters of support for 2 potential candidates, Kalpana Soren, the Chief Minister's wife, and State Cabinet Minister Champai Soren, one of which may be presented to the governor in case Hemant Soren faces arrest. Speculations about a break within the party ranks also abound. Basant Soren, Hemant Soren's younger brother, and Sita Soren, the Chief Minister's sister-in-law, are said to have a backing of 18 JMM MLAs. Party patriarch Sibu Soren is also reported to support Basant Soren as the new Chief Minister in the event of the incumbent's arrest. The political drama in Ranchi reaching its crescendo as the ED investigations into the alleged role of the Chief Minister in dubious deals deepens. Bureau Report, India Today.
Let's take this back to Shreya Chatterjee for more details of what's really playing out outside the Chief Minister's residence right now in Ranchi. As we've just reported for you, you've seen buses going in, top officials also who've made their way inside. There's a lot of talk, Shreya, that MLAs also are getting set to move in large numbers towards the Chief Minister's residence. Can you confirm that for us?
Well, that's exactly what is being suggested from our sources inside the other residence, which is in the same compound where the CM is being questioned. Now, the MLAs and the leaders who have been camping over here, they since morning started to arrive, and what we're right now learning that buses have arrived for them to possibly move to the Raj Bhavan, where they will be gathering, showing a support of strength is what we are learning. But they're probably just waiting for a final word from what exactly transpires.
Exactly
here,
is the show of strength about? Is the show of strength to do with Chief Minister Soren himself after the ED questioning to kind of prove that, look, I'm not going anywhere? Or is the show of support being planned in case Chief Minister Soren is arrested and there's a successor who's put in place?
Well, that will be both in case, Akshita, because right now what we also look at is with the possible arrest of Hemant Soren, there will be a change of guard. And that's possibly one of the reasons why the leaders and the MLAs would want to meet the governor. Whether the governor gives time is something that we'll have to wait and watch for. But it is going to be a dramatic turn of events that we're probably expecting here in Ranchi, because we are still all on standby outside the CM residence. As it's been almost 15 minutes that we've seen the SSP, the DC, the IG, the DIG, they've all headed inside. We've seen the Director of Mines also go inside. And as our colleague Munish was pointing it out, that there are evidences against Hemant Soren, not just in one case, not just in the land scam case, but in illegal mining as well as in the coal scam. And last time the Enforcement Directorate went ahead with their fresh action in the national capital, their sources very categorically told us that their action was based on fresh inputs. So clearly what we are seeing right now is ED who has come on Hemant Soren's door, preparing their case very tightly. And clearly the Hemant Soren government, on the other hand, has also filed an FIR against the same officers who are investigating the case. So they have made it watertight. We are expecting probably a pushback if the Enforcement Directorate goes and arrests him. But right now, from the scenes outside the CM house, it looks a little grim.
All right, Shreya, we're going to keep coming across to you for those updates. Where Shreya is outside the Chief Minister's residence is where there's a lot of activity right now, leading to endless buzz that in the next few hours, we're going to be seeing the official announcement from the Enforcement Directorate of Chief Minister Hemant Soren being arrested. As we mentioned, he is being questioned by the Enforcement Directorate in 3 cases: illegal mining, coal mining, as well as a land grab case. So it's not looking good right now for Hemant Soren. But as we've been saying here on India Today, he's also kept a political plan B in place. What exactly is that? Well, earlier today, you had Hemant Soren also meeting with his father, the veteran politician Shibu Soren, and reportedly there was talk about who could be the next Chief Minister of Jharkhand in case Hemant Soren is arrested. Remember that a lot of his family members are into politics. So in all likelihood, it will be within the family, someone who can be trusted, a close aide of Hemant Soren, who could be chosen as the successor. Of course, everyone's talking about Hemant Soren's wife, Kalpana Soren, being the chosen one on this. But I want to quickly put out those names on your screens in case you're really unfamiliar with the family tree of the Sorens and their political involvement. There are two frontrunners right now. Besides Kalpana Soren, who reportedly Chief Minister Hemant Soren is pushing for right now, his younger brother Hemant Soren is a front runner, as well as the Chief Minister's sister-in-law Sita Soren. They reportedly have the backing of about 18 JMM MLAs. So there's a possibility of one of them being chosen. What we're also hearing from our sources is that Shibu Soren is keen on going ahead and making Hemant Soren's younger brother Hemant Soren as the next Chief Minister if Hemant is arrested. Let me bring in Anupam Mishra on this broadcast, who's joining us live again from Ranchi, tracking all the political updates on this story. Anupam, can you break down really what is the plan B in case Chief Minister Hemant Soren is arrested? Who's the number one, in all likelihood, successor going to be for the Chief Ministership?
Well, Akshita, we are standing at the back gate of CM residence at present, and a short while back we have seen two tourist buses and one traveller have entered from this gate. So this is a very rare instance that these three buses have entered, and on the day when ED is grilling Chief Minister. So there is high possibility that the alliance partners, the alliance MLAs will leave from this gate, and there is high possibility that they will go to Governor House and to claim the government if something happens to Hemant Soren, if Hemant Soren is being arrested. So the name which is circulating is Kalpana Soren, the wife of Hemant Soren, and we know that last night there was a meeting inside CM's residence, and a letter has been signed by every MLA, and they can fill that name of Kalpana Soren instead of Hemant Soren if he will be arrested by ED. So this is the plan B, alternate plan by the alliance, and most of the alliance MLAs are inside at the residence at present. They are inside, and there's a plan that they may go out, may come out from this gate and go to Governor House. If Governor gives them appointment, that is also there. If Governor doesn't give them appointment, then they may, at the gate of the Governor House, may parade all the MLAs in front of media.
All right. Thanks very much, Anupam, for getting us all of those details. So even as the fate of Hemant Soren is yet to be decided, is yet to be clear at this point, the questioning by the Enforcement Directorate is still underway. We'll track the latest on that. But I also want to tell you, and this is something we've been speaking about here on India Today, of how several opposition leaders right now are facing ED heat. Arvind Kejriwal, on the same day the Chief Minister Hemant Soren is being questioned by the Enforcement Directorate, has received his fifth summon from the ED. Remember that there's been a big showdown over this, with the Enforcement Directorate repeatedly summoning Kejriwal and the Delhi Chief Minister making it clear that he will not appear before the agency, citing one reason or the other, but largely calling it nothing but politically motivated. This time around, the summon issued to Kejriwal is for the day after tomorrow, which is February 2nd and February 3rd. He's been given 2 days essentially to appear before the Enforcement Directorate, and it remains to be seen whether Kejriwal this time will choose to skip the summon or choose to appear, especially seeing what's happened with his colleague in Jharkhand, seeing what's happened to Chief Minister Soren, who's right now being questioned for 5 hours and counting by the Enforcement Directorate. Amid all of this buzz that he could just be arrested.
देखिए, चार जो पहले समन आए थे वो गैर कानूनी थे। हमने ईडी से हमने जवाब मांगा था। जो अब 5वां समन आया है उसको हमारी लीगल टीम स्टडी कर रही है। जो भी लीगल टीम बताएगी हम लॉ के दायरे में रहकर ही स्टेप करेंगे।
Mr. Kejriwal, who's the mastermind and the kingpin of the Sharab Ghotala, should tell us that if there's nothing to hide, if there's nothing to fear, then why is he not appearing before the agencies and answering the questions they have? Because this is not the first time he's been evading the summons. This has now become the 4th or 5th time that he'll be evading it. If there's nothing wrong, Mr. Kejriwal, and you're honest, then why is it that the courts are not giving relief to you? Why is it that Sanjay Singh, Manish Sisodia and Vijay Nair, whom you call Kattar Imandar, have not been given relief?
ईडी को 5वां समन भेजना पड़ा है आदरणीय मुख्यमंत्री अरविंद केजरीवाल जी को, ये कहते हो कि वो जांच में जुड़े। नवंबर 2023 से ईडी प्रयास कर रही है कि आदरणीय मुख्यमंत्री केजरीवाल जी जांच में आके जुड़े। मैं पूछना चाहती हूं केजरीवाल जी से कि अब तो इंडी अलायंस यानी आपके गठबंधन के बाकी साथी भी जाकर जो उन्होंने विभिन्न भ्रष्टाचार के कुकर्म करे हैं, उन आरोपों की जो जांच हो रही है उनमें जुड़ रहे हैं और जाके ईडी के समक्ष पेश हो रहे हैं। उनको तो किसी प्रकार का भय नहीं लग रहा, ना वो अरेस्ट हुए हैं, तो आप इतने भयभीत क्यों हैं केजरीवाल जी?
अरविंद केजरीवाल जी, आपको 5वीं बार सम्मन जारी हुआ है। अब देखना यह है कि जैसे पिछली बार 4 बार की तरह आपने उसको इवेट किया है, क्या इस बार आप कानून का सम्मान करेंगे या नहीं करेंगे? कानून का आप सम्मान तो करते नहीं है, ये आपका ट्रैक रिकॉर्ड कहता है। शिबू सोरेन के बेटे हेमंत सोरेन जो झारखंड के मुख्यमंत्री है, 10 बार इवेट करने के बाद भी उनको कानून के सामने हाजिर होना पड़ा और ईडी के सवालों के जवाब देने पड़े हैं। आपको भी कानून के सवालों के जवाब देने हैं, बहुत सारे सवालों के जवाब हैं।
So it's essentially these agencies of the ED and CBI that seems to be uniting the opposition, but they've got plenty of differences as well. The most common that we've been talking about is the seat sharing deal. But amid that, Rahul Gandhi's Bharat Jodo Nyay Yatra has also been seeing quite a bit of controversy. At the Bihar-Bengal border, Rahul Gandhi's car was also attacked. And it led to a political showdown as the Congress, Adhir Ranjan Chaudhary, blamed the TMC, saying this was a targeted attack. Mamata Banerjee has said that this has actually happened in Bihar and not in Bengal. So let's get you the latest on that story as well.
The Trinamool versus Congress war is escalating in West Bengal. As the Rahul Gandhi Bharat Jodo Nyay Yatra re-entered West Bengal on Wednesday, the Congress claimed their leader's vehicle was targeted as it reached Malda. The Congress alleged negligence by Mamata's security forces.
I was sitting beside Rahul Gandhi in the same car Rahul Gandhi was traveling. So I do not have even an iota of idea of how, where the security has been breached. Because virtually there is no security existent from the side of the government, state government.
The Trinamool has hit back. Bengal's ruling party claims the incident took place in Bihar, not Bengal.
বাংলায় নয়, ওটা কাটিহারে কিষানগঞ্জে হয়েছে। গ্লাস ভাঙা অবস্থায় ওরা বাংলায় ঢুকেছে। বিহারে সবে বিজেপি সিপিএম বিজেপি আর নীতিশ এক হয়েছে, ওদের রাগ থাকতেই পারে।
Not just Bengal, the cracks in the India coalition appear to be erupting in UP as well. The tussle over seat sharing between the Samajwadi Party and Congress is now out in the open. Akhilesh Yadav's party has announced candidates in 16 seats without waiting for an agreement with the Congress.
गठबंधन होगा और सीटों का भी बंटवारा अच्छा हो।
गठबंधन तो बंधन के अंदर के जो उसके धर्म होते, गठबंधन धर्म जो होता है उसके भी तो कुछ नियम है। तो उन नियमों का अगर मैं पालन ना करूं तो मैं दोषी मानू जाऊंगा। लेकिन अगर खुले रूप से दिख रहा है कि अगर समाजवादी पार्टी गठबंधन धर्म का पालन नहीं कर रही है, ऐसा मैसेज बन रहा है।
Days after jumping ship and joining the NDA, Nitish Kumar of Bihar has hit out at the opposition front, highlighting the internal contradictions.
नाम भी कह रहे थे कुछ दूसरा उन लोगों को, अब वो अपना कर दिया था। हम तो बोल दिए थे कि नाम ठीक नहीं है, तो अपना कर दिया, तो हम कहे ठीक है। अब बाद में हालत देख न लिए, एक काम नहीं कर रहा था। आज तक तय किया कि कौन पार्टी कितना लड़ेगी, कुछ नहीं। हम तो फिर छोड़ दिए कि भाई छोड़ो भाई।
With the deepening crisis in the India bloc, can the opposition mount a credible comeback effort in the months ahead? Bureau Report, India Today.
Now, what's making news in the south, particularly the big political news break that's got everyone talking of the possibility of Sonia Gandhi ditching her seat in Uttar Pradesh, ditching her Raebareli seat and choosing to move to the south, to Telangana. Now, remember that Rahul Gandhi last time around chose Wayanad as well as Amethi. This time, there's a possibility we hear of Sonia Gandhi only contesting from one seat, and that being from Telangana. All of this was triggered by a comment made by Telangana Chief Minister Revant Reddy, who said that the Congress leadership in Telangana will be making a pitch for Sonia to contest from Telangana and will ensure that if that is the case, all decks are cleared for Sonia to contest from the seat of her choice. Now, it's very interesting if Sonia chooses to do this, because remember that in 1980, when Indira Gandhi made her big comeback, then too, she'd chosen a similar strategy of moving to the south. She was then, of course, contesting from the united erstwhile Andhra Pradesh from Medak. So when she ensured a landslide win there, and then it turned the tide for the Congress, for Indira Gandhi. Is that a similar strategy that perhaps Sonia Gandhi is looking to also adopt? Let's get you all the reactions coming in on the story.
సోనియా గాంధీ గారి నామినేషన్ ఇస్తే ఏకగ్రీవంగా ఎన్నుకుంటేనే తెలంగాణ ప్రజలకు ఇక్కడ ఉండే పార్టీలు గౌరవం ఇచ్చినట్టు. సోనియా గాంధీ గారి నామినేషన్ వేసిన తర్వాత వారి మీద తెలంగాణ బిడ్డలు ఎవ్వరూ పోటీ చేస్తారని మేము అనుకోవడం లేదు. మనమందరం మీరందరూ కూడా సోనియా గాంధీ గారి ఏకగ్రీవ ఎన్నికకు సహకరించాల్సిందిగా మీకు కూడా విజ్ఞప్తి చేస్తున్నాం.
Hemant Reddy is mooted that Sonia Gandhi would probably contest in Telangana. Do you think that will be a good strategy?
Mrs. Gandhi wants to contest, she can contest anywhere she wants and should be most welcome to contest from Tamil Nadu.
Many a times it's said that Congress has become South India ki party.
No. Congress will always remain a pan-India party. We might have electoral success sometimes, we might have electoral setbacks sometimes, but that doesn't take away the national character of the Congress party.
Let's take this across to Abdul Bashir, who's joining us live from Hyderabad with more details. Abdul, what are you hearing from your sources? Is there actually a possibility of Sonia Gandhi choosing to contest from Telangana? Is she going to be fighting from 2 seats? Is she going to leave Uttar Pradesh and come to Telangana instead?
Well, absolutely. This is not the first time that we are hearing that the TPCC, the Telangana Pradesh Congress Committee, is requesting Sonia Gandhi to contest from Telangana. We have heard during the elections as well. But yesterday, during the Telangana Pradesh Congress Committee election committee meeting that was headed by Chief Minister and TPCC Chief Hemant Reddy, and also TPCC in charge for Telangana, Deepadas Munshi, in which a resolution has been passed that Sonia Gandhi must contest from Telangana, and Hemant Reddy has also stated that all the party must they will support her. So basically, what we are hearing from our sources is Medak is the most probable Lok Sabha parliamentary constituency from where Sonia Gandhi might contest, because as we remember earlier, Indira Gandhi had also made a comeback in the erstwhile Andhra Pradesh from Medak constituency. But this time, what we are hearing is that Congress is in its Lok Sabha poll strategy.
So it'll be interesting to see how really that plays out, whether in fact Sonia Gandhi chooses Telangana for the very reason that her mother-in-law also fought from Andhra back in 1980. Thanks very much, Abdul, for joining us with all of those details. Let's cut across to breaking news that's coming in. So buzz that Sonia Gandhi could be contesting from Telangana. There's also buzz that Priyanka Gandhi could be making her debut in Parliament from the Rajya Sabha. Now, there is in fact one Rajya Sabha seat in Himachal Pradesh, of which there's speculation that Priyanka Gandhi may be fielded by the Congress. Some reports suggest that Priyanka could be directly going into the Rajya Sabha and choosing Himachal, from where she could launch herself into the upper house. The Congress at this point has only said that if Priyanka agrees, they will go ahead and propose her name without any sort of contention or any challenge. Let's in fact get you some reactions on the story.
ये कल रात को ही ये खबर आई कि राज्यसभा के चुनाव की घोषणा जो निर्वाचन आयोग ने की है, अब हम इसमें बैठकर कांग्रेस पार्टी के लोग और माननीय मुख्यमंत्री बैठकर इस पर चर्चा विमर्श करेंगे कि क्या करना है, किसको हमने ये सीट देनी है, और उसके बाद ही निर्णय और फैसला होगा.
Now, as far as South India is concerned, for the Congress, of course, it's a comfortable bastion, especially because they've been struggling to make any sort of headway in the Hindi heartland in the North states. Amid that, the BJP has been pushing hard to make inroads in the South. Besides Karnataka and, of course, Telangana, where they've improved their tally, Tamil Nadu and Kerala for sure remains a challenge for the BJP. And now, in a conversation with Rajdeep Sardesai yesterday, you had poll strategist Prashant Kishore saying that the BJP is putting all of their energy into the south. An interview that's created ripples in Tamil Nadu. You have Prashant Kishore actually suggesting that the BJP could up their tally to somewhere between 7 to 15% in Tamil Nadu, which is a big deal considering that in 2019 their tally was about 3.6, 3.7 or so. So we're talking about more than can a double in the a jump really in the numbers and the kind of vote share that they have in Tamil Nadu? Is that actually possible? We're going to talk about that, but first listen into an excerpt from that conversation with Rajdeep, where Prashant Kishore delved deep into the BJP South Strategy.
Other trend which one notices is North versus South. We mentioned how North and West, the BJP's 80 to 90% seats, or they dominated 90% of the seats in Western and Northern India, Hindi heartland in particular. On the other hand, in the South and the East also, the BJP has found it much more difficult. Is that a trend also which you believe is here to stay?
No, I cannot say we're here to stay, but it's very clear. It's not only North and South. East, I always say that East and South, roughly about 220 seats, is starting from Bihar. Don't count Bihar in North. In Bihar, BJP's vote share is never crossed 25%. Last time they have won only 17 MPs. So if you take Bihar, Bengal, Odisha, Telangana, Andhra Pradesh, Tamil Nadu, Kerala, these 220 seats, BJP gets only about 45 seats, despite their success in Bihar, despite their success in Bengal, despite their doing better in Odisha. But what is happening is because they are completely sweeping North and West, these 200 seats or 180 seats which are anti-BJP member parliaments, they are of no use. And hence, if Congress plus these 3-4 key anti-BJP formations, if they are able to win even 100 seats in West and North, the game will change overnight. Because then these 200 MPs who anyway are winning as non-BJP MPs, they come into play.
But you would agree that at the moment it looks extremely unlikely that the opposition can win these 100 seats in West and North.
It's very difficult.
Very difficult.
It's very difficult.
Impossible?
And more, I wouldn't say impossible, but more worrying sign is that BJP knows this data as much as you and I know. Probably they know more than us. And hence you see the BJP's effort and their organizational focus is completely on East and South. Look at the number of trips Mr. Modi has done to Tamil Nadu and Kerala compared to, say, Madhya Pradesh or Rajasthan. In outside election time, all his visits are to Tamil Nadu, to Kerala. Look at the effort Amit Shah puts in building Telangana and Bengal. People are not paying attention. In Telangana, BJP got 14% vote. That's a very good launching pad for a party like BJP to take on Telangana. Similarly, in Tamil Nadu, I see BJP getting into double-digit vote share this time. Make no mistake, they will, anything between 7 to 12, 15% vote is possible for BJP in Tamil Nadu. In Kerala, they are already there in around 10% vote. So while BJP is investing in their weak areas, opposition is not able to hold either their strong areas or get into the new areas where they need to work on. So I don't see any party, whether it's SP or say NCP or RJD or Congress, which is the biggest party in the North and West, investing in rebuilding, re-energizing, taking a new approach to rebuild their party in these states.
So that's the claim made by Prashant Kishore, that there's a possibility of the BJP in Tamil Nadu getting a seat share of 7 to 15%. I just want to show you exactly how the BJP has performed so far in Tamil Nadu. When we've got this data out for you from 1999 all the way to 2019, the highest figure was actually in 1999, 7.14%. And that was when the BJP was in alliance with the DMK. Mind you, in every single one of these elections, the BJP has been in an alliance, whereas this time around, they're going to be fighting all alone without the support of a DMK or an AIADMK. In 2019, despite the alliance, their vote share was at 3.66%. So at this time, without an alliance, is there a possibility of the BJP reaching 7 to 15%? From 3.6 to 7 to 15% is a huge markup for the BJP. I want to take this across also to Rajdeep Sardesai, who's joining us live on this broadcast, who had that conversation with Prashant Kishore. Rajdeep, good evening. Do you think that the BJP's campaign in the South, and yes, it's very clear that, they've been focusing a lot on the South. Prime Minister Modi's been traveling a lot more to Tamil Nadu and Kerala. But can that actually translate to votes? Do you agree with what Prashant Kishore said?
The fact is that there are limitations to the BJP's geographical appeal in this part of the country. Having said that, Akshita, you will recall that in 1999, when Atal Bihari Vajpayee was the Prime Minister of the country, the BJP was in a tie-up with the DMK, And the BJP actually won 4 Lok Sabha seats and about 7.14% of the vote. Similarly, in 2021 state assembly elections, this is the tie with the AIDMK, the BJP won 4 seats. So I would say that there is some traction exists for the BJP clearly on the ground, especially in a general election. Whether they can get sufficient number of seats, huge question mark.
Yeah.
But don't rule out the possibility of them going to where they were in 1999, getting 7-8% of the vote. Prashant Kishore says, double digits. That may be tough in a state like Tamil Nadu.
But even
there is a space opening up because the AIDMK clearly post Jayalalitha is not quite the force it once was.
Sure.
And that's the space that the BJP will hope to occupy by challenging the DMK at every level in the run-up to the elections.
So you're saying a 7 to 8% is a possibility, but Rajdeep, the reality is that, what the BJP banks on heavily is the Modi factor. And that's something that doesn't necessarily work in the South. Like in the Tamil Nadu or Kerala, the Modi factor may not have much of, weight for the BJP. So that's why, in my belief, when I look at what Mr. Prashant Kishore says, I do wonder whether it may be possible for the BJP essentially to get a 7 to 15% vote share really in Tamil Nadu.
Well, yes, Akshita, the Modi factor is a double-edged sword. His popularity is clearly higher than that of the BJP, in my view, across the country, and that includes a state like Tamil Nadu. Kerala, I would say that at the moment, because you have strong entrenched parties like the left and Congress, even if there is an appeal of the Modi factor, it may not really translate into a substantial increase either in vote share or seats. I think Tamil Nadu, with the seeming decline at one level of the AIDMK, opens up a little bit more of a political space for Mr. Modi and the BJP. And the very fact, as you said, that Mr. Modi has been traveling to these states, that he's been invoking the symbolisms of Tamil Nadu at various stages. He spent 2 days recently in Kerala. I think the BJP does see them as nascent areas that can grow with time. And I think that's the difference between the BJP and the opposition. The opposition at the moment is struggling to hold on to its fortresses, even as the BJP tries to expand into new areas. So while I don't expect the BJP to get seats in Tamil Nadu and Kerala this time, vote share increase, especially in Tamil Nadu, is a distinct
Agreed.
possibility.
Vote share is something we'll have to watch out for. That's what the BJP will also be counting on. I'm sure they're not expecting this big bang entry into Tamil Nadu and Kerala where they get seats at this point. But thanks very much, Rajdeep, for joining us on this broadcast with your analysis as well. It'll be interesting to see what plays out in the South in the upcoming election, perhaps the most interesting factor in the upcoming general election as well. Snowfall has in fact been reported in several parts of the north, delayed, yes, but it's led to a fresh sweep of cold wave in several parts of North India. Let's get you some of those images. Due to heavy snowfall, roads have become slippery. Driving has become difficult at the Atal Tunnel and its surrounding areas, leading to huge traffic jams and issues for locals. Huge footfall essentially in all the snow-capped regions, which means that there's a lot of cheer for tourists and local people. Heavy snowfall that was reported in Gulmarg. It also led to the blockage of multiple roads, which are being cleared. Temperatures have dropped in Jammu and Kashmir as it received a fresh spell of snowfall. The valley has been covered in a thick blanket of snow, as you see on your screens. After a prolonged dry spell, one of the most famous tourist destinations in Himachal's Kulu Manali has received a fresh spell of snowfall. All right, let's get you now an exclusive conversation with Rohan Bopanna, man of the moment at 43, winning his first Grand Slam and to be the oldest to win a Grand Slam after winning the Australian Open men's double match. We caught up with Rohan Bopanna. Here's an excerpt of the conversation.
Now, you've heard the old adage, try till you succeed. And I couldn't have had a better example than the man who joins me live on India Today. He needs no introduction. In Rohan Bopanna, 61st attempt since he first started playing professional tennis. And after 18 long years, he's finally a men's doubles Grand Slam champion. Of course, he had won a mixed double before that. Rohan, thank you so much for speaking with India Today. First up, I know that one quote of yours is becoming very famous, that I'm not 43, I'm on level 43. What I'd like to know from you is level 43 feeling like top of the world?
Thanks, Nikhil. Thanks so much for, first of all, having me on your show. And it's not feeling top of the world. I am on top of the world. We're being number one, ranked. So definitely, there's no better than, being at level 43 and number one, ranking. And, as you're growing up as a tennis player, you want to just try and be the best tennis player in your neighborhood. Then it probably starts, on your state, then your country. Of course, and if you go on, you want to eventually get to the number one in the world. And, this week, I am ranked number one there, and really, really proud to have been there. And anytime it says Rohan Bopanna, India, I think, it's a big thing for, the 1.4 billion people we have, that, there's somebody ranked number one in the world.
They say that you haven't arrived in life unless you get an Amul hoarding dedicated to you. You've got one. Have you arrived?
Yeah, well, it was wonderful. I mean, I see so many, memes done as well. And, I love, when I see someone come up with that, as long as, you have a good laugh. And I've been sharing quite a few of them, myself. And yeah, you're absolutely right. I mean, I'm thanks to Amul, who have done a beautiful post, and put it out there. So, thank you guys.
Okay, just tell us a bit about your journey, right? At the start that I mentioned, 61 attempts. The one thing that we've been saying in India Today, right from the time that you won, that, his victory, Rohan Bopanna's victory, is not just a victory of sportsmen. It's actually a life lesson for all of us, if you're trying to achieve something. Tell us the hardship that you may have encountered during that time. And I know, because I was speaking to so many, mentioned that you had been in touch with him and told him many times, this is the last year, I'm not playing another year. This is the last year, I'm not playing another year. But you continue. Tell us, what was it that kept driving you towards that?
I think, somewhere or the other is my perseverance, which has always been a major strength, in my journey. I feel that has played an important factor there. Every time I mention that, I think just expressing myself also really helped. And, a few years ago when I mentioned it to my wife that, I didn't want to, continue anymore, because I was not really happy out there on the court. I mean, I was not winning matches. I think the minute I expressed myself and, I said, okay, let's go on to the next tournament, just enjoy why I picked up this sport and why I was competing. I think slowly started getting that belief again, and then I started, focusing on what I could do to improve myself before the partnership. And today we are as the number one team. I am the number one player, in the world, because thanks to, having such a wonderful partner as Matt Ebden by my side. I mean, he's equally a major part, for all the success I've had with a consistent year we've had last year. I think what he also brings is a lot of calmness, a lot of maturity in the partnership. And I think no matter what the situation we have been through, it has never really fazed us. I mean, including, this year at Australian Open, we were in 15-16 minutes in the first round, we were down love 5, in that first set. So I think those are the moments which make you stronger. It's good to have somebody, calm on your side, to go through all that situations. And in some way or the other, for him, of course, yes, it is the home slam, but for me also, home slam coming from Asia Pacific, region. Yes. So I think I'm glad that I, of course, didn't stop, especially when you're down and feeling that way. In some way or the other, I'm happy that I continued and, today to have achieved everything, and being part of this journey. I think it's incredible, and I'm, really, really proud to have achieved, this Grand Slam.
now. Hemant Soren. Is that the Enforcement Directorate is going to be arresting Hemant Soren and this hectic movement activity that's taking place at the Chief Minister's residence in Ranchi as we speak. There have been top officials who've been moving into the Chief Minister's residence, buses that have gone in because reportedly the MLAs are going to now go ahead and move to the Raj Bhavan to show off their numbers. But we're hearing from our sources that in a matter of minutes from now, the confirmation will come in of Hemant Soren being arrested by the Enforcement Directorate. Let me bring in Munish Pandey on this broadcast for more details. Munish, what are you picking up from your sources? Arrest imminent?
Well, Akshita, I spoke to my sources within the Enforcement Directorate, to the officers who are still in Ranchi, and what I have been given to understand is that there is certainty now that Hemant Soren will be arrested. Right now he is being questioned. His statement is being recorded under Section 50 of Prevention of Money Laundering Act. But during the questioning, there were certain questions regarding the land scam case, the illegal mining case, and when Hemant Soren was asked about those questions, he was not able to give the satisfactory answers. And what we have seen in the past, that when an officer is not satisfied with the answer of a suspect or accused, that person is arrested. I spoke to my sources within the national capital also, and they are saying that his arrest is imminent. Any time from now, they may announce that Hemant Soren has been arrested, but we have to wait for official confirmation. This we can say that his arrest is likely very soon. Akshita.
Okay, these live images are on our screens right now from the CM's residence in Ranchi. You can see hectic activity there. Top officials we're hearing are making their way inside, essentially taking stock of the situation, because this, Munish, is going to, of course, lead to also widespread protests. We've been seeing that from early this morning, which is why perhaps the Enforcement Directorate also sought additional security there. I'll just come back to you, Munish. I want to bring in Shreya Chatterjee on this broadcast. Shreya, what's happening there? We're hearing that any time now, the official announcement will be made that Chief Minister Hemant Soren will be arrested.
Well, exactly. The information that is being given by our colleague Munish Pandey can be very well corroborated from the ground as well, because that's exactly what the ground visuals are also pointing at. It is only the official confirmation now for the arrest of Hemant Soren, but what it looks like that the process has already begun. You can just see outside the tension that is very visible, because almost all top officials, no one left in Ranchi. That includes the DGP, the IG, the DIG, the SSP, the Director of Mines, name it, and every single official is right now present inside. We've seen that this has been taking place since morning, because remember, the Enforcement Directorate arrived at 1:30 in the morning. This has almost going to be now 6 hours of questioning. He's already been questioned once. This is the second round of questioning taking place, and right now all preparations being made. And because law and order is a big concern, because we are talking about not just any leader. This is the sitting Chief Minister of Jharkhand. Definitely there is a possibility of a law and order situation, is why you can see the kind of security arrangement that have also been made in the ground. We are seeing that time and again there are announcements being also made for people to not break Section 144. So right now, as we give you these live images, we are only waiting for that official word of confirmation, but visuals screaming that it is only imminent for this Chief Minister of Jharkhand to be arrested.
Unprecedented. If that announcement comes in, and if our sources are right, this will be unprecedented, because no Chief Minister, serving Chief Minister, has ever been arrested before. Of course, there are several names that people will refer to, whether it's Lalu Prasad, whether it's J. Lalita, but none of them were sitting Chief Ministers when they were taken into custody. So in that sense, you understand why this kind of a step by the Enforcement Directorate will be essentially unprecedented. Any time now we're hearing that official confirmation will come in from the Enforcement Directorate that Hemant Soren has been arrested by the Enforcement Directorate. A lot of activity there. You can see our cameras glued to the gates of the Chief Minister's residence. Cars constantly streaming in and streaming out. And these are the most powerful of Ranchi, who are going in and coming out, knowing full well that perhaps any time now the Chief Minister of the state could be arrested. It's over to Nabila Jamal for the latest.